But here in the lower bracket finals, it's last chance saloon for both teams. We jump into the pistol round of Ancient, our first map of the best of three. Frozen draws first blood in said best of three. Finding Tabson out on the site. Crimbo in a cave. Has the Julies in, but Searson strikes against him. JDC forced to get that trade frag in a 4-on-3 scenario. Bomb can commit to site, but they are firing through those smokes, catching those players off, dishing out some damage. Not quite able to deny the plant, though. A 3-on-3 retake is on for Big, but Dexter overwhelmed by Keto. Quick headshot found. Now left a two-man standing.
Just trying to play in the smoke there, gets caught off, and now the USPs start to encroach on, put some pressure down into the site directly, out from the pillar position. Beamer swings out with his teammate. Tortsy's there to try and see if he can cover up the crossfire, and Bigger just wasting time from this point onwards. Further damage being done. Tortsy down low, Tizian's going to fall. Keto's the last one left to try and see if anything will happen, and Tortsy...
Considering the damage that they just had in the previous... Nade damage being done, JDC and Frozen tanking the early HP, but it's Keto with the opening kill towards JDC that kicks things off in the round.
And just getting a couple of flash assists too to fall back out of there, get back into safety, go in towards Candles and for that donut position. Wide swing coming out from Ramp, over aggressive from Kimbo, does actually deal with the AWP, so a decent start here on B.
And two-man advantage for Big this time. Tabson trying to extend it to 3. Dexter outside of the cheater position. It's Searson that peeks in against him and catches him with the kill. Frozen and BMS. Not really much that they can do now as a result. Whittled down to just these last two players standing and still no casualties against Big.
Now, Frozen played really well against Copenhagen Flames only a few hours ago, putting up 52 kills and 24 deaths in that best of 3 up against the Danes, getting the 2-0. And knowing that Mirage got played there as well, and it was a map pick too for MOUZ, might give them some confidence for the rest of the series. Try and see if you can get anything more here in round 4. At least trying to prod their way around this ramp position, but even with the flash over the top, Bemis is now the last one left.
Now 1-on-5, the AK sitting in his hands. Probably best to save it into the next round here. MOUZ have not got any loss bonus flowing in, no spare cash in the bank accounts. Probably doesn't, I mean, double eco status, so maybe it does lead to a buyback around that.
Yeah, 100%.
Just to force the issue. Dex is going to be pretty well off here. Definitely well off. Noise being made by Dexter is going to give some info up to Searson, but not a massive amount. They've probably got, given that this lane control's been taken, 40 seconds. MOUZ have got to act.
And they're desperate for an opening man advantage, whether it be out here at ramp or towards a cave position, and the NWP misses the first.
Yeah, flashed off angle. Got a player in the back line. That's Tabson. Gets his kill in. Unable to focus on Dexter quite yet. It's Searson that lands that kill against the bomb carrier. Now backup's going to rotate in from the front and back end sides of the CT forces. Frozen left alone as his teammates capitulate in the ramp control, and there's nothing he can do.
And that re-smoke down towards cave was...
Behind the smokes at the elbow position, flashing his way forward and look up towards top mid. Not ready for Tizian in a window. Kill found, spray through, sees that second player. Can't quite find a kill shot onto Dexter, so we'll get forced back. Frozen finds a trade on Searson and turns 180 into Crimbo as well.
Yeah, very gimmicky with the way that they were trying to get JDC out towards that elbow position, but my goodness, what a resurgence this has been at lane. Frozen finding so much impact. He's found 3.
Keto's on to try find 3 of his own. He gets 1 kill on BMAS. Refacing to a low HP Frozen. Dexter also out there. That nade. And Frozen evades it. Gets right back down to the bottom of ramp. And escapes dodge for the time being. However, with that lurk out towards lane, they're aware it's probably going to be a B here. They've funneled them into that B site as a result. Tabson standing by, ready to receive, but not ready to take a kill now. Flashing for Keto. Molotov out into the open. Flashbang. Utility pour in as well, so Tabson maybe on for the rotate. Further mollies in as Searson gets caught off. The AWP to drop. Crimbo sees the shadows of the T-side players. Tabson has now joined him on the crossfire, but doesn't last long. Both players dismantled for only 1 trade. Bomb committing to backside. 3v2 on the post plant.
Get that HE forward, a lot of damage being done. Double re-smoke going down to that right-hand side. Tizian and Keto don't have much to work with here.
And to have an angle in from long, though, the 2 smokes could have gone down in very different positions, and we could have been suppressing the CTs from all fronts. Instead, they look into sight, realize that nobody is out here. It's got to be cave, it's got to be ramp. Wallbang potentially, in fact, from the wood position, and Frozen just waits. Keto wraps that corner, gets that kill. 2v2. Tizian working in land against Torzy, sees the man, kill found. Tizian makes it a double. Now they've got to get on the bomb, the defuse kit, and I think Tizian is just enough time to hold this round together. So yes, it will be even standing for Big. Starting the rotations to try and fix that here, but as Tabson falls before even Tizian's in the back lanes of the site, Makes a 4v3 a little bit more awkward for MOUZ. Spread thin across the big side, but Tizian's up position. Caught, quit, switching, and Frozen gets a pretty easy pick for it. Searson's AWP now out towards long, looking at the try challenge against these players. Is blinded by a flash. Dexter with that kill, and MOUZ make that take look easy.
And they just got caught mispositioning themselves. You're in a position where tabseN's the only one on B. You can't overpeak. You can't overextend when you're the sole site anchor. And in that stance, as soon as that pick comes through, notice the change of momentum there for MOUZ. They go a little bit quicker. They go in for the site take. They go in for the crunch, both from cave and from the ramp position. And then even Tizian, quick switching, gets caught off guard. And then from that point onwards, the round is pretty much over. A fifth gets rained by...
Bomb on his back, seeing the shoulder bait. Searson missing the shot, but Keto comes up good to drop that bomb. Anyway, sees the next two, fires away, calls in for backup. They do overwhelm Searson and Keto, so a man advantage for Big still maintained, but what was a 5v2 to a 3v2 now. Bomb needs to get picked up and planted soon. MOUZ are running out of time, and Tizian with his backstab also in from the donut angle. Frozen and BMAS get their trades, and now Tizian is forced to clutch it 1v1. Similar story for BMAS. AK versus Galil. Tizian seeing where BMAS is and everything, and will try stall him out. He's forced to use util to cross back to the bomb.
Try and get it planted. Might have to even fake him out. Draw the fire out to the open. Time is limited.
Tizian has his crosshairs on, but he doesn't pull the trigger. Little did he know. BMAS thinking he might have played the flank angle. He's going to press forward to that smoke. Tizian at the edge of it will spot the man and connect the headshot. 3k for him to hold down the round for Big.
And you know what's so insane too?
The AWP that will try and lead the charge here. Flashes over from the T side, well placed to catch Frozen blind. I think JDC caught a bit of that himself, but it will fade before any of the T side players can act. Good bait shot against Tizian, wasn't ready for Crimbo. Frozen can mow down tabseN, but Crimbo gets a double. Once again, trying to be the main entry player. Get the round back together for the big side. Plant will be secured. Open for Donut behind the boxes. Flashes over as Crimbo tries to get the signpost and evades the AWP. Well aware of where he is from now. As Dexter finds the pick in, it's all left to Crimbo now to ace clutch this round in the 1 versus 3. Can he isolate? Can he frag? How long can he wait? Not very long at all. Torzy swings, gets the shot, gets the round for MOUZ.
I think the youngster thought he had more time there. You saw as soon as he started...
Challenged by the run boost of Torzy again, trying to find mid faces. Straight in out towards the lane position. Here's the fire coming in from one player. Frozen sprays through the smoke and gets two out towards elbow, I believe. Crimbo and Searson down to the AWP can strike. tabseN picked up. And Torzy backing up out of the mid position. Smokes can come down, suppress the likes of Tizian. Akito also so close. Are they ready for Torzy? Yes, they are. But Torzy is one step ahead.
That double spam coming through from Frozen so early into the round through that elbow position just makes wonders of that round. And then Torzy, who's quite aggressive in from window, looking down the lane portion, catches off one of those ramp entities, spins around, even deals with Keto. And now for Tizian, what is left to set up? You've got no map control, you've got the bomb on your back. This has been a all-important round by MOUZ Sports. So leave the lurk, start showing presence elsewhere, but MOUZ read it, and Crimbo at least being able to get a trade back onto Dexter on the site. They might even double pump A now.
They're thinking about it. They're setting up utility as well. It seems like it's going to be a commitment. tabseN swapping places with Keto to get that bomb a little bit deeper into main, so that way Crimbo can start to act and the bomb won't be too far behind him. Bad smoke from MOUZ. Big gap to work with, so Big can just walk in. 36 seconds, body block also heard. Another boost out towards Plat. They'll try the same strat again. Will JDC be ready for it here? Will it be fool me twice? Apparently not. tabseN caught JDC, checks it. Frozen follows suit towards Keto, and Searson is all that remains. 1v3, overwhelmed by Torzy. Not aware that Tizian's so close. Torzy is about to discover it the hard way, though. Missed shot. JDC falls. Torzy looking for the trade back as tabseN comes up with a kill back to a man advantage. Only temporary, though, as Torzy makes it a double. Not quite able to turn the triple. tabseN trades, and onto the A side go Big.
Oh, rotations in quickly, though. Dexter could swing out, try to deny the bomb, but the NWP catches him in the open, and now Beamerson spawns the last one left.
M4 versus 2. tabseN not going to extend. Gap in that smoke. There could be an angle of attack for BMAS, but it's being watched here. tabseN, AK set and ready. But looking away for now. BMAS sees the man, does his damage, but doesn't get the kill. Lose out ancient like this. Orb baited first and foremost with Dabson's jump face. Not ready for Frozen though. All the way up towards top mid. Blind fire through the smoke. Again comes up with a double. Keto trades it. Looks for the third. But Torzi trades. Makes it a 3-for-1 responsive. 3-for-2 is Searson. Comes up good with an AWP responsive. And now waits for BMAS here in the cheetah angle. The M4. Expecting more. And eventually will get given it.
It gets very wacky, very wild in that start. Both teams just brute forcing Jules out from the mid portion, and it was MOUZ Sports that came out on top. And Crimbo going to try and see if he can sneak his way forward, but he gets caught on a timing from JD.
Torzi looking over towards lane. Is the AWP ready for it? I think Citizen's watching that position, and indeed he gets that kill. Smart preemptive strike from Big with the M4 of Dexter ahead of the ramp control. Can get Tabson to trade, so it's a man advantage that doesn't last long, and they can't find a response either. Dexter gets out of there.
Saracen trying to get the NWP forward. The flash actually doesn't really blind them off at all, and instead they can continue the approach into B.
Oh, but BMAS sees that gun barrel, trying to get the trade. Eventually he's able to do so with Frozen's kill on Tizian. Is a 3v2 for MOUZ, and another flash coming in from Frozen that is successful, enabling BMAS to double up and leaving Crimbo in a 1 versus 3. Bomb on his back, JDC in lane, and Crimbo has absolutely no idea. Shots out from Searson, landing on Torzi. That's a good start, but they're not aware of BMAS being so close, and Tabson will get picked up for it. Sprays through the AK. BMAS using the edge of the smoke to get a double up, and looking around for even more. Keto might be in trouble, as might Searson. Bracketed in from sight and lane. The bomb could get picked up. The AWP leaning in. Got to hit a quick scope, and gets the no scope instead. So 3-on-3 as Dexter responds through the wood wall. 3-on-2.
And now with the time stalling, it actually allows JDC to make the play, to start the huge backstab towards that T-spawn area. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of nades on the site directly to try and stall any further in the likes of a smoke or an incendiary, but just the time stalling allows them to keep 2 on B and to allow JDC to be the lurker to catch the info.
50 seconds to the clock, and JDC is going to sit back here at Tetris. Rosen with the M4, looks out from long, eyes on short as well. Sees Crimbo, sprays him in the back, leaving it all on Keto now to try clutch this for Big. Sees the man and loses the fight anyway. It's Frozen with a double and a hell of a comeback. Book their spots in at IEM. Dallas give Big no chance to appear at LAN. As we get things started with the pistol round. CT start for MOUZ in particular. The double flashes and defuse for Dexter on his particular setup. Utility in for Tabson as Tizian immediately finds that first frag on Frozen. Kicking things off on the right foot. Torzi getting Molotov out of the way, finding Keto on that one good frag, looking for a little bit more. Tabson with a responsive of 4-on-3, makes it 3-on-3 with JDC out in the open. BMAS caught facing forward. Tabson also with a decent kill, and Dexter alone.
Out from mid, get the boost up for Crimbo to look into the tarps into middle angle. Try and see if he can win out that first fight. There it is. BMAS falling straight away.
Yeah, big opening frag and opening damage. Dexter and JDC trying to swing in towards mid and catch these players off. Utility thrown down as Tizian's headshot has been seen. Keto with a swing out to the head of JDC makes it a 5v3. So big, easy entries it feels like. Needs a little bit alright there for Dexter. Looking on the hope to catch Tizian off, but so far nothing being seen, and will get taken down by the AK. So 2 left in for the CT side. Torzi with 1 exit frag, but I think that's all they're going to get.
And that's a superb round for Big. The way that they put the pressure down onto the first boost up in mid, you've got Keto on the run out, finding a lot of success down there on the B side, and then even got other players getting involved. Crimbo into the mix too. Hold down the post plant, make it, force it, that MOUZ have to save. And no way in for that retake at all. 4-0 start. Big can be very happy with this right now.
Yeah, all looking peachy. Some utility out with the Molotovs down, the smokes at the ready. Frozen. Whole position here against Tizian and Co. Resmoke onto the crane angle, and the nades up. Damage will be done to Crimbo and Tizian thanks to that, HG. Not a massive amount of it though. The kill's what's most important for Frozen and Dexter as they cover each other off from both entryways in towards side alley. Crimbo can get both these trades pretty easy though. They're such low HP, and indeed those kills do come back to a 3v3. Bomb picks up, planted down at default, 5 seconds to go. Torzi will try and deny it, and that's going to be enough. That pick will leave the timer to tick to 0, and MOUZ will get their first round with angles, but will end up rejoining. So actually, if Dexter pushes forward now, not only will he get the lurker Keto, will also get the bomb carrier. 2-2 split attempted from Big. Tabson with util pulled out. Kill found. Keto's also out there. Pulled in. JDC provides no support, but Dexter doesn't need it. 2 kills to his name, and Crimbo and Tizzy in 30 seconds left to get into the B site, recover that bomb, and just got Dexter sitting on it at the moment.
That's a very intelligent play. As soon as they get the 1-for-1 trade down from ramp, you could just see Dexter walking forward, and now they've got all the read to stack up that B site, to deal with the last couple of mid players. Big just gonna have to save it. There's nothing they can do.
Yeah, one unchecked angle, and to think as well that Tabson was thinking about it. He was thinking that there might be a play into connector, but no.
You just don't have the time available, and you don't have the resources to start clearing out anything like that. That's just the timing.
Emphasis. Torzy slow walk in and catches that kill. So Tabson unsuccessful in his campaign.
Now, even that scope being heard from Sirison, Orp duel could be coming into fruition here towards Ali. Sirison has to force the fight though.
Trying to press. Jump attempted. Sirison will win that fight. An Orp battle that goes his way for once. Meanwhile, back at the B site. JDC and BMAS on the defensive with the T starting to lean forward. Searson still prodding out towards A. Don't know if Dexter saw him. He certainly has now. Tizian finding JDC frozen with a trade back. Meanwhile, BMAS alone towards the B defense, and Keto is going to simple headshot with the AK, now leaving frozen in a 1 versus 3. Best to save the weapon. There's no choice in the matter.
I don't know how much of a read there really was there for MOUZ Sports. Yeah, they had a couple of players over to that B site, but realistically, that was a which was only a couple of days ago. It was a 10-5 half on T-side for Big. I don't think they'll be able to get that same sort of repertoire and that same sort of scoreline. Aggression coming through from the bottom of ramp and from mid.
Tabson following suit on Frozen to a 4 versus 4. Dexter, smoke in, Crimbo and Keto. This might be some awkward timing against them, or Dexter could backstab them all. See, Searson, awkward spray, gets that kill together, and Keto is forced to trade to a 3-on-3. Had Dexter been a bit more patient, had him been given a bit more breathing room, then maybe we could be seeing a different outcome. But as it stands, even man standing, they know that they must be committing towards the A site, so all 3 players will start to rotate back here. Torzy, Orp in. Start to move forward, blind fire through the smoke. It's JDC that catches the through smoke kill against Tabson. So 3-on-2, make it 1 as Torzy strikes, and it's all on Keto. 1 kill found in the round, on for the 4K. Smoke's down, looking for BMAS, looking for the AWP player. JDC gives up his life, but all for a tag against Keto's part. BMAS also swings, but Torzy lands the kill shot, and MOUZ land the round.
And the flair of Torzy is really
aggressive here. Tabson right behind the smokes, the incendiaries thrown in with the flashbangs to follow suit, and Tabson catches Dexter completely blinded. Torzy with the response takes that rifle out, trying to get back behind the sandbags as the opposition starts moving forward towards Ali. They've got to deal with Frozen, but Frozen is dealt with by Keto, so advantage extended by Keto instead. 4-on-2, the Orpa of Torzy pushed back in a corner, got many fights to take and many of us to win. Flashbangs towards the damage, kill found with a flash to support. Keto was completely blinded. JDC drops in, turn back towards the A site itself, and Torzy now has to ace clutch this with the Orb, land on Searson, almost got a 2-for-1, and Crimbo escapes to the B sites.
Yeah, both players really trying to step up in a round like this. Torzy going to be late to try and get that rotate in, expecting a double peek and a way back forward. Can even come back down to the ramp, might go over towards an M4, and yes, he will to retake in.
Yeah, HP advantage above Crimbo, so he doesn't need to hit that first shot. Spray through, do significant damage. 66 versus 36 HP, and the kit on him and all. A flashbang can also be thrown out. Will it give up his position? How does he peak this? Half the timer ticked away. Means in sees the man, immediately wins that engagement, and that HP you can see on his own bar, able to do just enough to win out the fight and win out the lead for MOUZ.
I think it's very important that we have the conversation again that against Entropic, we saw Big losing a lot of clutches, but in the first map, they're initial contact, but they need help from the rotating players.
Well, smokes and flashes will go up, and Owa should siphon off all vision onto the back lines of the A site, so they can secure a bomb plant from here. Nade of Frozen could be placed pretty nice to do damage towards Keto. That Molotov burning him down to nothing, but he secures that bomb plant regardless, so a sacrifice worthy for Big. Down by a man, MOUZ can secure the retake. You see how slow they're being towards his rotations, being so careful at the mid control, a flank that could be in from the T side. Instead, it's just straight frontal assault from Tabson. Frozen picked up, Dexter with a trade. Torzy responded to JDC, takes down Crimbo, Searson misses an AWP shot, and Tizian's out towards Ali. Undetected by Dexter, they might still think he's out towards ramp. On the defuse, JDC is going to go, and he doesn't land a successful.
At least the mid players of Dexter and Bemis can be quick to rotate to help JDC out.
Keto boosting up. Flashes forward. JDC making a little bit of noise that he has backed away with that jump phase. They'll leave Keto to press the issue. Flash in, kill found regardless. JDC with that frag, looking out towards the outside, and still gets the second against Tabson, leaning in for a bit more. Can't see these T-side players that have been a bit more passive, walking through the smoke right into the clutches of Dexter. A 5v2, and Dexter's even charging further forward for the double and the triple. What's the sequence?
In the play, they could get 10-5. They really could.
I have a feeling they will. The streak is still yet to end. 5 rounds in a row for MOUZ, could go 6. Dexter again going to press close towards the smoke. Who's going to push forward though, him or Tabson? Who's going to push forward first, more importantly? Well, apparently it's Tabson, right to his demise once again, and to Tizian and Crimbo's demise. Dexter with a triple, on for the quadruple. Just like, oh hey, you shouldn't be here. They get a kill back, so at least one pick found. I don't think it means too much more though.
No, you did in there completely. And now, even for MOUZ, they've got an MP9 to work with. Anything more from this point onwards would be great. They've already got Tabson down low. This is looking promising. Okay, JDC's caught Tabson and all. SMG for Tizian. Not the best range for this, and he's been dinked. Okay, this is on now. This really is on now. Oh, no.
As Tizian drops. It seems like I might have done a lot more than just jinx one player, but Keto comes up big.
Boost or that smoke for coverage. That's really good. That knocks off the vision completely. And Saracen just knows he has to reposition. He can't continue to hold the angle.
Oh, nice counter smoke from Crimbo, though. He's missed every single player. That might come to his long-term benefit, though, as the player gets caught on him. JDC down. BMAS forced to get the trade. Torzy's on 9 HP. So now the 3v3 with a HP advantage for Big this time. Searson up to it. Takes Torzy. Looks for the second shot to Dexter. And now has BMAS standing alone. A 1v3 for the former FaZe player. He's not playing like one on this occasion, though. Cut off one. He's going to try to wait around. I think that AWP Searson is trying to backstab in from spawn. Your eyes on that player and that particular engagement. He will rejoin the main T-side force, though. Leave it alone. And that AWPer, see what impact he can find. Dexter's still watching it as Big try and find their angle of attack. Repositioning players back towards CT. Tamsin and Tizian on the crossfire from Scaff and from Elevator. Outer Elevator, of course. Crimbo with a flash in, now going to allow the picks to come forward from his teammates. Tizian turned away, Torzy with a pick. Searson, quick shot, missed out. Frozen and Dexter trade him and Tabson, and Crimbo is left to fall away and save.
And that's exactly what MOUZ boards are looking for. Beautiful post plant. Torzy stepping up with the AWP towards wide. You've got the AWP missing the shot from Saracen's point of view down from the bottom of stairs, and then instant cap.
Frozen gets out of dodge. Torzy tanks a nade, the boost up, but Dexter doesn't get anything for it. Tizian finds the frag, Torzy with a responsive. It's a 4-on-3 for MOUZ.
Excellent patience here on the ramp take for MOUZ to force that first fight out to Tabson to get the AWP in for a quick trade. They want to try and drive Saracen further forward in for this alley position. And Torzy getting up towards the sandbags. It has to be the end goal to end at A here.
Kind of committing at this point here for MOUZ. But with their slow and quiet nature, they have forced players to start the rotation back. That flash in allows the kill for Searson, and it does draw Tizian back into the site. We'll need Keto support. He's going to get that first frag. No more. Beamers for the trade, and it's Keto to clutch.
Yeah, 1v3 set up here. No kit, no util to work with. Does isolate that first kill, and now the teams compete together, but instead Keto's on 1 HP, and Torzy's the last one left.
15 kills deep in this one. If you want to prove that you deserve a spot in the main team, this is going to be that chance, Keto, mate. Wrapping over with the M4 and finding the right flank. Torzy not accounting for the idea of an alley play. Back turn, turns into the right moment.
Surely the later it gets, the better it is for MOUZ. You've got no kits and a lack of utility to work with for Big, and that AWP glass cannon.
And they've also siphoned themselves off entirely from rotation position, so it comes down to site defensive to do the majority of the heavy lifting here. Keto catches BMAS, and it's a fast rotate back from the CTs. Already mobilized. Tizian is going to burn, and Frozen nades Keto out of dodge. They're all in from the CT spawn now. Bomb yet to commit. Searson looking for Dexter and catches him as he faces wide. JDC falling to Tabson. A 3v2 for Big. The AWP Torzy looking for an angle to find a frag back. Will be able to secure that bomb plant, but Frozen has fallen in turn, so it's all to him. 23 kills deep, but no more than that. Searson fell to his death in the meantime, by the way, so that's a little bit of comic relief. 3 jumps and he's over the hedge. Tizian And Keto thinking he might be out there, though. BMAS has got to win a fight scene. Dinked at 6 HP. Incendiaries down and out from other sides of the entryways. Meanwhile, the T start acting out towards the A ramp position. Searson with the AWP shot missed. Spray to 4. He's still alive. Tabson can follow suit with a secondary kill on the CT side. Frozen forced back to grab the bomb. And once again, Big have locked them out.
Yeah, Saracen's a lucky man that he stays alive there, can actually fall back to the side directly. Another HG, good placement in by the CTs.
The smokes and flashes coming out, leaving Tabson ahead of the game, overwhelmed by Dexter. Crimbo with a gap on a smoke will find Dexter a quick trade back towards. He also feeds himself to him, and Crimbo on for the triple. Frozen had no idea where he was. And speaking of aggression, it's Tizian that's pushed up all the way towards the end, top of the stairs. Head of the smoke, the AWP sees the run boost, the nade will come down and dish out some damage. But still not a lot to Torzi. It's JDC that catches Searson, and Tabson is known somewhere here on ramp. Rotations called in by Big will provide a bit of support in Crimbo. JDC having full access towards Ali, and both CTs looking away from that position, but all the distraction, the footsteps being heard. They're making some noise of their own here, MOUZ, so there might be a bit of an inkling that the rotation might be in for the CT side, but JDC still lurks out towards Ali, catches Tabson, not seeing the player over at Sandbags. We'll have to hard check it against Crimbo, who will find that exit. He'll wait, thinking there might be something. Okay, no. Get that headshot. Had he waited, he might be able to pull in the rotates, but instead it's trades back and forth, leaving him alone in the 1v3.
Try and get into that mid position. Bemis close up towards that right-hand side. Does Crimbo get aggressive on this? Because right now there's a mid-walk and Saracen's passive with the orb.
Minute on the clock, and Torzi gives up his life for Searson, who makes it a double. Looking for JDC on the triple, but the AK gets the responsive in. That bomb out towards mid has now been seen. And the Molotov's in from Bemis. Does he check banger? No, he doesn't. Keto with the kill. Now reducing the T side to 2. Frozen's Mac 10, not good enough for this. And the backstab also in from Crimbo. This should be over from here. We should be on for OT. Big struggled to get to 15 themselves. MOUZ that opening frag, risky plays. It could have been massive reward, but not in this case. Crimbo back at 51, playing his position to perfection. Gets a double up. Tabson combining to make it a 3-on-2 as Crimbo falls, with Frozen being on 10 HP and BMAS as the main frag in this position now. MOUZ again overwhelmed in a ramp default.
He's been so consistent towards the top of ramp. That has really been the thorn that MOUZ have been struggling to deal with, is just how they can force Crimbo out into the open, how they can elevate that position at 51. And now knowing that even Big are starting to make some info plays, things get even tighter and more uncomfortable for MOUZ.
Molotov sent down to Sandbags, not anybody there. There is someone up for the backstab. There's 2 players up for the backstab, in fact, and they have no idea about it. Easy kills for Keto. One easy kill for Keto. Somehow not doing any damage to BMAS, but he's about to walk straight into Tabson. Get a knife off on the man, which is unfortunate.
With that AWP that's come on rotate from mid. A lot of players up here from ramp. This is going to be the A play for MOUZ.
Molotov's in, Frozen with a pick back on Tabson. 4-on-4 situation for it. Sprays through, damage done, but Searson trades back on BMAS with 3v3. JDC's right on the open, and Searson has no idea. So tunnel visioned, so focused on that alley entrance. As a result, MOUZ can gain control. The incendiary is forced out by the fake bomb plant. Counter Molotovs with the T-side landing and smokes not being effective at all. Torzi expecting Keto to be there. Somehow lands a tag on a dink with the AWP. That wasn't enough to get the kill itself. That bomb trying to commit here outside of side alley itself will back up, rejoin the main T-side, force in from ramp.
Oh, there's so much spam coming through from these M4A1Ss. All they need is that one connection. Try and fake the bomb plan out again. Tizian's taking some damage. Torzi's ready for a fight.
Left and right, catches that player, leaves it all to Keto in a 1 versus 3. M4 force back, bomb plant will be secured this time. Attempted spray through the boxes, not quite able to catch anything for Keto.
First half, so try and see if they can catch him out. Actually, Searson loses the fight into mid from JDC.
That's a pretty important frag, the AWP taken out. Where they're going to go with the AWP pushed up. Will they detect Keto again this time? They're hearing the footsteps and the utility being passed around. Smoke some mollies. Keto went unchecked a number of times, sprayed through though, he's checked most certainly. This time around, BMAS with the latest Tizian can trade it back on that man. Nades up to his position, overwhelmed by Frozen next. A 4-on-2 scenario. And Crimbo and Tabs are the last two players remaining for big engagement with the M4. Dexter lands it, leaving Crimbo next. Tizian on 16, but Keto finding his way in from alley entrance. Dexter caught off, and Keto trying to look for a little bit more ahead of the smoke. Big gap there, but Frozen's going to back off. Being low HP, needs support from his teammates. That Incendiary is going to be a little bit too late. Keto will escape with his life. Going to be a 4v3 retake for MOUZ.
Oh, there's so much util though. They've got the Incendiary, they've got the smokes, the flashes to work with. This is looking very promising. Crimbo in a nice off angle on the railing.
Utility thrown down. Incendiary's up towards sandbags. Crimbo, however, becomes the main linchpin element as Keto falls. Tizian's low. Crimbo gets his headshot in. Doesn't double up, and JDC and Torzi find them both on the defuse immediately, wasting no time to get back on match point. Blind to all the smoke being posted up there. Incendiary's up against Tabs, hearing that body block, forced to use that smoke and peek up at the sandbags where Dexter's ready to punish him. The Orpa Torzi leaning in for more, expecting more to come out, and Crimbo drops for it. 5 on 3 now. MOUZ full control of the situation, but Searson wants to chime in and he'll get his wish.
And they've got a walk forward in from mid too from Keto. He might be able to deal with one of those rotates out from CT. Searson is here with the NWP looking to follow up.
Nexus being wary of the backstab, but Searson connects a double. Not quite the triple, and not quite the follow-up. BMAS trades, but Keto with his own backstab. Torzi suddenly centered up, sandwiched between two T-side players, and desperate to get a trade on the first man's shoulder. Bait missed out. Torzi with a second pick. Tizian knows exactly where he is. He's keeping his head tucked under as JDC comes in with support utility. A 1v2, the bomb on Tizian's back, rotating out. Would have been heard, I'd imagine. It slow walks in for Torzi, though. Both sides being cautious here.
Oh, that flash is so sick from JDC. It keeps Torsi alive in this 2v1, and they're splitting up the troops, aren't they, Jay? They're sending the low HP Orpa to defend up to B.
Which angle does he watch? Scaff or stairs? If he watches stairs, he sets himself up for decimation. Orp such low HP. Tizian, 18 seconds. Inbound, making noise. That's enough for the Orpa to strike. Keeps away and gets his pick in. 19-17. Appropriate that Torzi closes with a